Good morning and welcome to the outskirts of Vilnius, and this is a day I've been waiting for a very, very long time. I'm finally off to pick up the Royal Enfield Classic 350 from not specifically a Royal Enfield dealership in Vilnius, but I think a general, and I can just sit here, a general dealership that sells motorbikes and quad bikes. So I thought I'd take you with me to show you what a Lithuanian motorbike dealership looks like, see if there are any other interesting bikes there, and just to get a good vibe of a little bit of a taste of what the motorbiking scene's like. So, just to give you an idea of my surroundings, I've just come through this area there. The taxi driver has just dropped me off on the edge of the motorway there, and now it's the day I've been waiting for, probably for about half a year or something. I think this came out when I was in Tenerife possibly, and I didn't get a chance to test it. It's one of the bikes that I wanted to test on launch, but didn't quite have the opportunity. And I can already tell they don't just do motorbikes, they do quad bikes as well. Right, I'll flip the camera and walk through and show you as much as I can before I either get kicked out for filming or they welcome me in and allow me to show the dealership. Well, first off, this is something I've never seen before. This looks like one of the new Lambrettas. Oh, that's a great looking thing. I honestly did not know a new one of these had come out. I only ever hear of Vespas and never Lambrettas. Then we've got Suzuki dirt bike, the old, oh, that's one of the old Yamaha XJ600s. We've got quad bikes, we've got Royal Enfields, but these are not showroom ready. This looks like it's exactly how a Himalayan should look. That is a filthy looking Himalayan. I love it when they've got some mud on them. Then next to that we've got Meteor 350, Interceptor, another Himalayan, and the guys are here, so I'm going to go in now and give you a little tour. Right, let's show you what it's like inside, starting with, this is a bike a lot of people have asked me to test out, the Indian FTR. I really hope when I'm back in England to test one of these with, and I've never come across these before, CF-Moto touring bike with an 800 engine. Not familiar with that. That is a partner of mine, completely coincidentally, SIZZAPP from the neighbouring country of Latvia. Good to see that they are one of the resellers in here. Another CL here, a huge amount of the big quad bikes with, I don't know if this is the exact colour scheme I'm getting, but there it is, the Classic 350, probably in the colour scheme that I would pick with that beautiful chrome and red tank. Very, very similar to the Meteor, I think, just slightly more fancy to look at, a little bit more chrome, looks brilliant. A lot of massive quad bikes here. In fact, it's quite unusual. In the UK, you don't really get the quad bikes with the motorbikes as much in a dealership. A couple of these electric bikes. Tell you what, if I was in the city, I would love one of those. Scooters, quads, children's bikes here with the area I've specifically come for, the Royal Enfields. So, Meteor, Continental, the ones we all know, but this is one that hopefully I'll get to test out in, I think, 2 weeks' time. This is the Royal Enfield Scram 411. I know it's a very good seller. It's effectively the Himalayan, but slightly more road focused. They look really, really good in the flesh, and for the price point, can't wait to test that and see what it's like compared to the Fantic. First time I've ever seen one in the flesh. They look very, very nice. Interested in that. Continental with a chrome tank, and this is something I didn't know about. This looks like the Himalayan but with a slightly new paint scheme, and it's interesting seeing the Himalayan next to the Scram 411. You can see it's definitely more off-road orientated, the Himalayan. Looks wise, I'm 50-50 with which I prefer. The 411 does look slightly more modern and road focused, but I love the old school utilitarian and rugged looks of the Himalayan, especially in this colour scheme. It looks very nice. Okay, so upstairs too, a few more bikes and a bit of gear. So you've got, interesting, you've got the Oxford products here. I actually wasn't sure if I'd see those. I'm sure that's a British brand, so good to see those there. Then got some bike storage, back boxes, things like that. More Oxford products there, and I think this is, yeah, that is Pandomoto. I've got a few bits of their gear, they're really nice. That is a Lithuanian company, and I think they're based in Vilnius, so all this stuff here, all of it's Pandomoto. Well, hopefully that gives you a good idea about what the dealerships, or what this dealership is like in Vilnius. Very like a British dealership, maybe with a slightly more off-road focus with the quad bikes and things like that. But the waiting's over. I think the bike's ready for me downstairs. I'm going to go down, do the handover, and I've got this Classic 350 for 2 weeks. I've put Rokas here completely on the spot. He doesn't know if he wants to talk on camera, but I've just totally put him on the spot because this is a very special Royal Enfield Continental. It's been bored out to 865cc.
Yeah, 865cc. It has custom exhaust on it, custom fuel maps with power commander unit, and also an interesting and very unconventional thing, recluse clutch, which makes this bike basically automatic one.
So did you do all of this yourself? I know you had to send some bits off to Latvia, for example, to get everything working, but the majority of the work you actually did yourself here.
Yeah, we have really competent mechanics here who knows very much about the engines and electricity. And yeah, we made the majority of work here, and just the programming tasks was done in Latvia, because there is one guy in Riga who just really knows the custom fuel mapping.
And Rokas, what does this take it to? If it's 47 horsepower as standard, what are you thinking horsepower-wise that this big
It's about
does?
double now.
About double?
Yeah,
wow.
About double now.
So the customer will bring this bike to you, completely standard. You will then do all of the work you need, and it's a bit experimental. For example, if you've done the big bore kit and then you find that it needs a special sensor, for example, you had to then liaise with a few people in Latvia to get that done. So this has been slightly experimental to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, basically it's not experimental for Royal Enfield bikes, because they're, as we all know, the Royal Enfield bikes are highly customizable. They're really easy to work on, and big bore kits has been in the market for some time now. But we were having an issue with Euro 5 model, because the Euro 5 models has some tricky bits in the fuel mapping. For example, lambda sensor lambda sensor highly overrides fuel maps.
Yeah.
And you just cannot just simply download and install custom fuel maps into the computer. It needs to be adjusted properly.
And you've got, so you've got the engine redone, exhaust redone. Anything else you've added to it?
We added this beautiful cover to make single seat bike.
Yeah. And when's it ready for the customer?
It is ready now.
Is it ready now? This is it, yeah, it's all ready.
Yeah.
And it sounds, I just did an exhaust sound. I think that will come up quite well. I hope with microphones, because, could you start it one more time? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because it sounds completely different now to what they sound like as standard.
We love the sound of motorcycles here.
Right, I will take mine off. Thank you, Rokas.
My pleasure.
I walked past it not even knowing if this was the Classic 350 they'll be taking out, and of course I'll do a proper review of it probably in the next video or so, but just to give a very brief walk around, it looks so good in this colour with a nice comfortable seat. I think same engine, in essence the same suspension as the Meteor. But it's a lovely looking thing without the tripper navigation on this, so I can't wait to take it out. I think Rokas is just dealing with a customer who's come to test out an Interceptor, so I'll let him deal with that. And I'll patiently wait to take it out. After spending about 2 hours talking to Rokas here at Kmoto, I didn't realise this is his actual personal Himalayan that he originally bought from Kmoto and then ended up working here. But I love looking at these Himalayans when they've been used as a proper bike for the job. I mean, look how filthy that is. And I also love the setup because he's got it in all black. And he hasn't put the panniers on it. He's just got a very simple back box on it. I think if I remember correctly, he said his dad just built this bracket here with a very small stealth looking top box on it. Nothing too big. It's got I think that's the tripper navigation it's got. He said he's dropped it plenty of times while off-roading. He goes through really deep puddles and proper off-roading here in Lithuania, which is abundant apparently, and it's the perfect tool for the job. He's had it about a year or so, and just looking at it, spec like this, all in black with just a simple top box on it, I think it looks absolutely superb like that, and genuinely it really does. I say this a lot, it makes me want to get one. I love that stealth, simple look to it. They're great looking bikes. Just noticed this on the side. So these are standard, the crash bars. You don't need to pay any extra for these on the Himalayans, and he's just attached an extra little carry case on the side there. You can see a few areas where I think he's scratched it and he's maybe had an off and things like that, but with the Himalayans, quite rare on motorbikes. It genuinely adds to the character to see all these little scratches. They all tell a story. Love that about these. Just pulled over about 5 minutes away or so from Royal Enfield or from Kmoto because I completely forgot to put on the QUADLOCK. Otherwise I have no idea how to get back, but that's why I love bikes so much. Doesn't matter what country you're from, you all speak the same language, and that is a love of motorbikes. I think I was there for about 3 hours. There's such a nice bunch there, and actually I almost feel guilty because I think I took up about half of their day, but lovely, lovely bunch of people. I've ridden this, like I said, for about 5 minutes. I am not going to get overexcited at all. I'll say nothing about it and the way I feel about it until I've ridden it properly for a day or so, and I'll do a proper video on it, but I have to contain myself. Don't say any flyaway comments until I've actually given it a proper judgment. What a brilliant day that's been. Just had a 20-minute ride back. Glorious. I really want to say something, but I don't want to give too much away. I want to breathe and give a measured response in a full proper review video that will probably be the next video. But thank you so much to everyone at Kmoto. It's been a pleasure meeting the Lithuanian bikers. I can't wait for the next few weeks for this. Well, I'm just so excited. The bike, exploring Lithuania, everything about it. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.